Hi guys, I'm Teddy and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be about what I like and what I do not like in Agatha Christie books. So let's start. I prefer the full-length novels rather than the short stories, and especially the short stories, because you just don't have time to get into them by the time you get what's going on and it just ends. Like there's no time for the story to unfold properly. And I remember this short story from The Labors of Hercules. This short story I will not try to pronounce, but it's 10 pages long and Poirot appears on page 9, and on page 10 he already solves the case. Okay, if you insist. I have, however, some favorite short stories, and they're standalones, like non-Poirot and non-Miss Marple. I like, as a whole, the book The Mysterious Mr. Queen, because is it something kind of paranormal happening there, or just Mr. Satterthwaite's subconsciousness that helps him to solve the cases? But with the X-Files influence in my life, I tend to believe it's paranormal stuff. My favorite short stories are In Glass Darkly, which is of course not popular, but again, the queen of the unpopular opinions. A Witness for the Persecution, The Accident, The Mystery of the Blue Jar, The Strange Case of Sir Arthur Carmichael, and yeah, that kind of stuff. Now, I prefer Poirot rather than Miss Marple because Poirot uses logic to solve the cases, uses his little grey cells, while Miss Marple usually is like, I knew that it was the killer, darling, because he reminded me of the son of the milkman who killed that cat, or he reminded me of the maid of this lady who stole the apples and then she said that she didn't steal the apples. It's not how it works with it, it's just not. And yeah, the other thing that irritates me in Miss Marple is, oh, I want to say something, but no, actually, no, you shouldn't listen to me. I'm just an old lady. I don't know what I'm talking about. You shouldn't listen to me. But that's happened. Okay, just say what happened. We don't need an overture. Like, I like the books. I like Miss Marple books. Out of the 12 full length novels, at least 9 are like super solid. I like the books. I just don't like Miss Marple, and sometimes she's just pretty much absent from the books. And I want Poirot and Miss Marple in my Poirot Miss Marple books, and sometimes they're just not there. Like the clocks, it's a relatively good book. I mean, relatively. And at one point, out of nowhere, in the middle of the book, Poirot appears. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, it's not Poirot. It's Poirot book. Like, he uh, appeared in 3 chapters. And I have the feeling that, like, Agatha Christie, as we know, Agatha Christie was sick and tired of Poirot. She wanted to get rid of him. But somebody says, like, the publishers maybe said, you must read a Poirot book, and she wasn't feeling like doing it, and at the end she just put him in 3 chapters, hoping that people will not spot the difference. We spot the difference, girl. We do. Now, Tommy and Tuppence. What I like in Tommy and Tuppence is that they actually age throughout the books. in the first book they're around 20 years old, full of energy and ready for adventures, and then they're late 20, 40ish, 70ish, 80ish, something like this. And the last time I read these books, I read them one after another in order of publications, and I actually felt super nostalgic because in the last book I just remember how young they were, and now they're old and like they have grandchildren, and thinking about all these things that they went through their whole life, and it's feeling very nostalgic for me, and I'm a very nostalgic person in general. So yeah, and there are only 5 books. Like, it's good if you read them in order of publication, one after another. Now, my least favorite book. Yes, you get it right. It is Passenger to Frankfurt. I don't get this book. Like, even if I read it now, I will not be able to say what it is about. Like, it just mess, it doesn't make sense. I like her spy novels, I like her adventure novels, but it's this is nothing. Like, if somebody can say what is the point of this book, please let me know in the comments. It will still be my least favorite, but this book shouldn't be written, as many of us agree, right? Now, my favorite book. Oh boy, you'll hear a lot about this book because it is The Murder on the Links. As I said in my first video, this was the first book that I have read by Agatha Christie, and I got hooked. I know it's not the best one, I admit this, but if it wasn't this book, Agatha Christie wouldn't be in my life. So I have chosen this book to be my number one spot. Plus, I still think it's solid book. It's adorable book. Just Hastings finds his Cinderella. I love it. I love it. It's very underrated, I think. I know it's meh for many people, but I love it. That's it. Okay, that's it from me with this video. You can write down in the comments if you agree with my preferences or not. You can write what you like and you don't like. And subscribe to my channel if you would like to. And that's it. Doei,